This is Morgan Spurlock, which I don't have to tell you because it's Morgan Spurlock, and I'm here with CLT Blog, and I'm just going to try and ask you a few questions. And thank you so much for talking to me.
Thank you very much.
Okay, you've written plays, yeah, you've written books, you've written movies, TV shows, or you've made movies, TV shows.
Yeah.
How do you choose the medium that you want to use to tell whatever message you're trying to tell?
I mean, well, for me, it's just been like the different places I've been in my life. Like when I was writing plays, it was just like I felt like I needed to be writing plays at that time.
Right.
And right now, I feel like I need to be making docs, making documentaries, and in maybe a year or so, I'll start making subscription movies. So I think it's you gotta just go with the flow.
Yeah. So basically, do you have like a favorite medium, or is there one that you're just like you like making docs right now, and then next year?
I mean, I like making docs. I mean, I love plays because every night you do a play, the play's over. It doesn't live on forever and ever. Where you can like watch it frame by frame and relive your mistakes. As much as I love supersized me, there's things that after you finish it, I would have loved to have been able to go back and fix.
Right.
But you gotta let it go. You gotta learn how to let it go.
Great. Yep. Garbage. Can you take a step in?
Or we can take a step back. There
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, hey.
Hey. Whoa. Okay. Now, all right. Was there for 30 days? Was there anything that you thought was like too controversial to cover, or?
Well, no. It was. I don't know if it's controversial, but there were things like my wife basically said, "No, you can't do." Like I remember when we were doing season 1, we were talking about like. There was all these stories. This was before the show Intervention was on A&E, and there were all these stories about drug addiction when meth started coming out. And I was like, God, it'd be great to do a show about like drug addiction, meth. And I was just like, no, that's never happening. It's never happening while we're together. It's never happening, period. And I was like, fair enough, done. We're not doing that.
Great. For your first movie, how did you pull a budget for that?
Yeah, like with Super Size Me, we had a show on MTV right before that called I Bet You Will.
Yeah.
That when they canceled that show, luckily we were able to save some of that money. We had about $50,000, and that was the majority of the budget. Like Super Size Me, all in was like a $65,000 movie, which is incredible.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Here we go. Okay. Especially in Super Size Me, definitely like that movie is hilarious, but it still has like a great a message. Like, how do you pretty much draw the line to saying like? It's funny, so it's like really entertaining, but it's also like it gets the message across. Like how do you go about
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, I think there's a line. There's a line that you have to like daintily walk on. Of making it not so farcical or so silly that it doesn't kind of have a point.
Yeah.
And I think that for me, I'm a big believer that if you make somebody laugh, you can make somebody listen. Like if you basically beat somebody over the head and saying you should believe this and it's terrible, and people are going to turn off. It's going to be like and you lose them.
Yeah. And what was the most difficult, like, out of 30 days or Super Size Me, like, where in the world is Osama bin Laden? Like, what's the most difficult thing that you've done so far?
I mean, being away from my wife when she was pregnant, making Where in the World was really hard. I mean, that was just very personally, emotionally difficult for me. But I think the hardest thing was being locked up in prison for 30 days. Like, that's something I wouldn't wish on anybody. It's terrible.
I can't stay in my room for 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's right,
so,
exactly. And you would love prison.
Right. Yeah. Not going back.
Yeah.
Okay. And finally, what is the funniest name? Like when someone asks you to sign a poster, what's the funniest name that you've ever had to sign?
The funniest name. I was just at the University of Texas.
Yeah.
And I signed a poster for a guy named Diesel. My name's Diesel, and he's like this little skinny kid that's about that big around. And I was like, really? You're Diesel? And he's like, yeah, I'm Diesel. And I was like, all right then.
Last name Vin, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
All right. Well, Morgan Spurlock, Eric Button for CLT Blog. Thank you so much.
Thanks, man. Take care.
All right.